Oh, what's good, YouTube? This is Gary, and I don't even know what the name of my channel is going to be. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on the new Superman movie. So, I just want to start off with positives. Um, I like the feel, I like the tone, I like this version of Superman. I would say 85, 88% spot on Superman. Where I come up with that number, just did. um, I'll get into what I didn't like later, but yeah, they really got Superman. He didn't his aversion to wanting to kill these monsters or whatever that are attacking the city and trying to preserve life, saving squirrels and stuff. I mean, that's Superman. I think they got the heart of Superman correct. Um, actually liked Lois. My wife didn't care for Lois at all, but I liked her. I thought she had a good character. She was able to ask the tough questions. Um, I liked their banter back and forth. It felt like Lois and Clark. Um, what else? Mr. Terrific. Actually, he was too good, right? Like he really stole all the scenes, but it made me. I was like, oh man, buddy, you did too good, right? They're gonna try and give you your own show or something, and it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. He's good as a background character, as a you know forwarding like the B plot or something. I don't know. That's about it though. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm not gonna go too hard on the movie, but um, the things I disliked. So initially, we are told all these things happen prior to the opening scene in the movie. You know, Superman goes and he invades this country, Bavaria or Pravda, I don't, whatever it was called. But they were about to attack another country, so he goes in there and he destroys some tanks and some guns. And um, when he's retelling it to Lois, I was kind of thinking, well, that's like I don't know what it is, but only Smallville, only the TV show Smallville really like understood that this guy is super fast, right? Like he does things without people even knowing it. And maybe that was budget constraints or whatever. They didn't want him flying around, so he just moved at super speed. Um, but like I said, they're like the only show really that's gotten that right. So I was sitting there thinking, well, why wouldn't he have just done this without like he's a reporter, right? He's been doing he said what like 3 years or something. He's been Superman. So he's not new to this. He would know the implications of going into a foreign government. Um, I don't know. I just thought, why wouldn't he just have destroyed all the tanks without anyone even knowing that that was him, right? All the stuff with him basically torturing the president, throwing him in the cactus or whatever, like that doesn't seem like Superman at all. That's part of that 12, 15% that I was like, yeah, they didn't get Superman at all. Superman wouldn't have done that. Maybe Homelander or somebody like, come on, that's not Superman. What y'all doing? Um, so yeah, you still could have had that scene with Lois. You know, she's asking the tough questions. Was that you? Right? The world is speculating who could have done this. Right? Who would have done this without being sanctioned by the UN or by whatever, you know, government body that would oversee this fake fictitious country, right? Right, and then so you know him being Superman, he can't lie. He'll be like, um, yes, yes, Lois, I did this, whatever. And then you could go into like the ramifications of that, you know, like what gives you the authority to act on this, and you know all the government, you know the U.S. government meeting like, hey, this guy's a loose cannon, you know, something like that. I don't know. I didn't like Lex Luthor at all. And I'm gonna say this because Lex Luthor, Doctor Doom, Magneto. Those are my three favorite villains since I've picked up a comic book back in the 80s. Um, but it takes it takes an intelligent writer to write intelligence, right? Um, None of his plans really made any sense. Um, I don't know. I would have preferred him being reserved, right? He's not emotional. He's not you, you know, he's not getting all upset and throwing pencils on the floor and like I would have preferred like some people are scary when they're not saying anything, when they're calculating and um I I thought it would be better use of this character because you know he had this team. There was a lot of aspects that I did like, um, but just how it came about. Um, even his him opening up that you know having a Superman in the world lessens him and lessens humanity or something like that to the effect he was talking about at the end and you save something like that for the sequel or for a Justice League movie where he's compelled to say that because you know Wonder Woman has him in the lasso of truth or something like that doesn't seem something like that Lex would say. I don't know. It didn't like to me. I thought it would be better if you know they expose all this right, all these crimes that he had committed, you know, his traitorous actions, and he's like, oh really? Where where's that evidence again? And he's completely his, you know, they set up that his little monkeys, his cyber alien monkeys or whatever they were, that they were out tweeting and going on social media. Well, right, a payoff would have been these monkeys have scrubbed any evidence of his wrongdoing, right? That at the end of the day, public opinion is even greater for Luther instead of the opposite. He goes to jail like that. Uh, I think that was just too. Uh, it just came together too conveniently. I don't know. I didn't like Ma and Pa Kent. It seemed like someone who had doesn't know where Kansas is. Like they, I don't know. Like where are these Kents from? Are they from Louisiana or Alabama or something? I don't know. I, they weren't endearing to me. It came off of it came it. even when Martha was you know, kind of belittling Pa for he's just a mush. He's just a mush because our son is lying in bed. He's never seen him hurt, right? Why would you? Why would that be your response? It seemed off. It just seemed that whole family dynamic didn't seem right. It didn't. I didn't like it, and I didn't like how initially. I could see that that's where he was going when the Superman robots were like, oh well, he listens to Jarell and Laura's um, broadcasts. Um, that's what's soothing to him. But I was immediately like, what? Like, why would that soothe him? Why would this guy's this guy's from the heartland? His parents was going to soothe him, and ultimately that's what they did at the end. But how they got there just it's like they just fumbled around. Um, Speaking of which, the whole Kryptonian thing, I really laughed out loud when they said they had some linguist experts who deciphered and they could they verified the authenticity of this video recording that he was here to rule, right? And I get it, Invincible's popular, the Viltrumites and Omni Man. I mean, with the Saiyans and Kakarot were supposed to take over the world too. I mean, but that's not. Even Smallville did that to an extent, but I think it was they kept going waffling, right? Maybe this doesn't mean conquering. Maybe these means watch over the planet. I don't know. That whole storyline, I didn't get it. And then when Supergirl shows up at the end, I'm like, that was really stupid, right? Like she could easily decipher what this says. Or, oh, I don't know. So those are my two main points. To a lesser extent, the Jimmy Olsen stuff. I guess that was from the comics, from All Star Superman. Someone that told me. I don't know. I mean, I read that 15, 18 years ago. I don't know how long ago that was, but I don't remember that part. And that just seemed off. What else? That was about it. That was about it. Luther's plan, um, him being a cartoonish villain. I mean, there's perfect examples of him being a cartoonish villain in print media and digital media and stuff. But I don't know. I thought that they could go in a better direction, right? Um, even the setup of and I mean I've already spoiled the movie, but spoil it even more. Excuse me. Um, with the Ultraman, right? This that whole reveal, just um, and I'm kind of spoiling the boys as well. If you don't know, in the comics, um, Black Noir was supposed to be like the clone of Homelander, right? And that was revealed in the same set fashion. So it was like, y'all ripping off the boys here? Like, why? Why would why do that? Uh, that seemed like an odd choice. Um, I would have preferred if this had something to do with like Star Labs or something. Star Labs had him in this state where they were able to create, this clone of Superman. I don't know. It modern. I think for these screenplays and these scripts, I think you need a team, right? You need to bounce ideas off of each other, right? If I say, okay, this is a setup, we're gonna have Superman defeated, um, but then people will need to, like, no one asks the questions like, what was this? I forget the guy's name. Ultimately, it was just Ultraman in his big suit, but it was like no one questioned like, how on earth could this guy beat the most powerful being on this planet, right? I mean, no one really batted an eye. It was just like, oh yeah, there's this guy out there who's could whoop Superman pretty easily. Like what? Uh, I don't know. I would still recommend it. If you are a Superman fan, like I said, my wife didn't like it at all. She was like, "This is horrible." She didn't get anything. She didn't get the crypto. She didn't get the Supergirl at all. Like, what's the point of that? Like, little girl's supposed to look up to Supergirl who wants to get wasted? Like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts were. Um, I may do more reviews in the future. I just wanted to get my thoughts together. Blast it. Alright. Holler at me in the next video.